Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Jen. You're catching me on my downtime. I hope you're all having a great day. Now I might not exactly look like the most quote-unquote professional representative to speak about this sort of topic, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about it anyway. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the bandwidth usage of our internet has actually been cut down, and this is going way further than Comcast, and basically, you know, them cutting back the bandwidth and the usage of internet. And I think that this is happening because it's not really so much the corporations in Viacom, okay, so please calm down. I really honestly think that this has to do with the government. Now, because Barack Obama has it planned in legislation to create new energy sources, right now I think that this is all happening because we need to conserve the energy that we actually are using. You know, as American citizens, we're constantly using energy. You see this big bright light on my face? You see this camera rolling? You see this other light over here? My computer is on right now. You know, we're basically consuming energy, consuming. And I think the reason, you know, why our energy bills are actually so high now, and I think the reason why our bandwidth usage and internet usage have been cut down the way it's been, denying us access to certain things like email and all the important communication tools that we do have. I think the reason why this is happening is because right now, of course, we are undergoing, you know, basically a change in the way that we use energy. Now, I don't exactly remember what was going on, like, on the news, but I saw on the news that, you know, places like, you know, Asia, you know, all of Asia, like China, Japan, Korea, they're all starting to use, like, different energy sources that pretty much run off of wind. You know, these energy sources run off of, you know, wind, corn, and like different things that are all natural instead of oil and instead of electricity. So, you know, if they're doing it, our government is thinking, well, why can't we do it? And why can't we, you know, tap into more natural sources of energy so that we don't eventually destroy the earth? Which is a smart move, because if you really think about it, the electricity that we use is actually fire. It's actually fire, believe it or not, okay? I hate to feed into, like, the whole Dante's Inferno theory, but, you know, if we continue to overly consume the energy that is available to us through electricity, there just might be that, you know, Dante's Inferno, so to speak. And I'm only saying this not because I'm trying to, you know, monger on your fears or anything. I'm only saying this because, as consumers, as Americans, actually, let's get down into the essentials, down to the origin. As Americans, we are consumers, okay? Whether we think that we're more investors or not, we're really not. We're consumers, okay? And because we are consumers, we consume a ton of energy every single day, whether we notice it or not. I mean, from our cell phones to the satellite, from the internet to the satellite, from the lightning and all that becoming electricity. We're constantly using energy, and because we're using a ton of energy, we're destroying the earth. And eventually the earth is going to become destroyed because of our overusage of energy. And this might actually explain, you know, why our internet and our bandwidth and our internet usage is practically being cut down. And that's probably the reason why our electric bills are soaring, and that's probably the reason why we may look forward to, you know, another drought, even though we've been getting a ton of rain. It's because, you know, we've been using a ton of energy, and I think the reason why we're getting a lot of rain is because naturally and ecologically the rain is compensating for all the energy usage as well as the pollution that we've been dispersing as consumers. So I think right now it's a good time and a good opportunity to kind of step back and think about the habits that we have and how we can cut back on those habits, okay? And stop thinking of them as habits. Now, I don't know how many of you out there who are viewing me are video game heads. You love going on like the Xbox 360 and playing your Guitar Hero and whatever it is, because it's entertaining, it's fun. But you do it for like hours on end, you're doing nothing but consuming energy, consuming energy, consuming energy. Say that you're an online business owner, like myself, and you're on the internet for like 24 hours. 24 hours straight. Do you know how much energy you are using? Believe me, you are not being productive. And I can personally say that because I'm a small business owner myself on the internet. It is not constructive at all. You are not getting anything accomplished when all you are doing is consuming. Okay, this might sound like, I'm trying to preach to you guys or whatever the case is. I'm not. Okay? I'm just trying to tell you guys the truth here. Alright? With the amount of energy that we are using, the amount of water that we use, the amount of heat that we use from, oil and gas, the amount of gas that we use to run our vehicles, that's all energy. And we're consuming that on a day-to-day basis. And what we can do, I think, personally, as a nation, is try to cut down or cut back the usage of all that energy and actually use it for things that you need instead of things that you want. And that might challenge you guys a little bit to think about, what determines a need and what determines a want. Do I really want to come up on this camera and talk about the subject? A little bit, but do I need to talk about the subject? I believe so. Not only are we over-consuming, but we're not really so much giving back. And I'm talking about on an ecological basis, not economical, okay? I'm talking about the earth, not the government. And not the quote-unquote wealth of our country. I'm talking about our ecological system and the damage that we've been doing on it. And because we've been doing so much damage to the ecological system, the government has finally woken up and paid attention to that. And because the government is finally paying attention to that, because it's pinching their wallets, they're cutting back our usage, reminding us that we need to determine what is a need and what is a want. And with the energy that we use, are we using it wisely or are we using it foolishly? Are we using this energy so that we can just have fun and be entertained, or are we using it because it's a communication tool and it's going to help with business, or it's going to help with education at college, or it's going to help with something that is constructive? You need to think about this, because if you've actually noticed some changes to your internet and you're coming across some problems, that's why. Because we use so much energy every single day. Because we use so much energy every single day, the usage of it is being cut back, and it's becoming more expensive to be able to use. And the reason why is not because of the government, because ecologically it makes sense to cut back on that for the betterment of our earth. So, with that being said, this is Jennifer. Thank you so much for watching me, and I'll catch you on the next video.